I'm just going to show you this Blitz game. Um, Wei Yi versus Chithambaram. Chithambaram been on a big heater. I actually watched him analyze a little bit long time ago, and he sees so much. This game here may be one of the top 10 Blitz games ever played, period. And is going to show you why I'm picking Wei Yi in the candidates. I mean, there are a lot of reasons I'm picking him. I think he's in the right age, 26, 27. Seems to be a sweet spot. Uh, and he's just so tactically talented that if he gets the ball rolling and he gets initiative, he's powerful, man. He's okay. Candidates is going to be a bit of luck. There's a bit of luck. A, you know, your preparation is everything. Like if people go into your preparation, you're lucky. If you get the positions you have on your computer at the board, you're very blessed, right? So who's going to have situations like that more in the candidates is kind of crucial. You have to run well in a short tournament like that. It's the guys they're you're splitting hairs in level basically. Let's just say Fabiano's a little better than them. Maybe objectively his results have been better, but I mean, if it was Caruana, Wei Yi in a match, or Nakamura, or any of the, I don't know if there would, what would the line be? Maybe he'd be like minus 130. It's not that big of a deal. What's more critical is, who gets what they want. But look at Wei Yi in this game is stupendous. It's like unbelievable game. Okay, this is all natural. Um, what's happening here? I mean, something's going wrong on D3. I'm not exactly sure what. What's happening here if he takes twice, by the way? It's important to ask these silly questions because the knight is defending the bishop on D3. I guess I guess there could be some knight G4 maybe. I mean, he could play bishop D6. I'm assuming knight G4. Maybe he takes on G4. Maybe take on D3. I'm just curious. I didn't even think about that. D5. I know we're not supposed to get into these things, but it's not even in the. Let's just look at it because is there something queen D4? I thought there was nine. Yes, it's knight G4. So we're not that dumb, okay? But this is not the end of the world. Like you don't just lose. Like you can play this way. Knight df3 takes on e5, takes on e5, bishop f6, and you sort of just move away. So in theory, like, okay, it's a bit of a pawn sacrifice, but it's like equal. Okay, there was no direct reason that you couldn't take this thing. Off the top of my head, knight g4 was the only move I could see off the top of my head, which doesn't really lose. Okay. But when you see one GM give a pawn and the other one doesn't take it at this level, you think, well, there must be some direct refutation. But okay, they're just playing positional chess. And castles a5, b3 takes. Knight d7 is already weird. I think knight c6 is probably a little better. Bishop b2, bishop f6, and now the fun begins. Okay, so to judge that taking on h7 is worth giving away center pawn is already pretty advanced stuff. To see that you're going to play this and do this for this and give away the e pawn to open lines and fracture the king a bit. But okay, so he hits the bishop on b2 and he takes on c6. So I don't know how long he thought about this taking on c6, but you have to start thinking about it. because he could take on b2, and if you take on a8, he can take on a1, and you move the bishop away, and maybe, I don't know, maybe he goes bishop b2 and hits the a3 pawn. I mean, is this really, I mean, the pawn on c6 is doubled, so is it really the one you want to take? Most people, I think, would like take on e5 and then play some normal move like rook a d1, like bishop e5, knight e5, rook a d1, try to get rook e1, rook, and develop your pieces. And just leave the pawn on c6. But Wei calculated that he could take it. And he had this move. This is the critical move that he saw. That he's going to be trying to knock the queen off the diagonal, right? But there is this move, and he went here. So, he's leaving the rook hanging in the corner, and all of a sudden he's threatening f4, which is going to knock the queen off the diagonals, defending b2. So what is this knight f6? What is this knight f6? I mean, it looks like you could take on a8, right? So what was Chidambaram's plan here? What was Chidambaram's plan? I guess he's just going to escape. Take, he's, does he have bishop f5 there? Right? Threatening rook takes a8, and also to take on e4. I guess that's what's happening. So Wei just hits the queen, and on queen f5, he takes this. He understands that this... I am curious, well, f4 is probably number one for sure, right? Yeah, f4 is number one. Okay. So f4, and like if you take on b2, e4 is hanging.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Okay. I don't know what happened there. But what's going on takes on a8, guys? Like, what's happening when he takes on a8? That's the question. I mean, it looks like he can take on a8. I mean, is he just thinking he's going to take on a3 and then get counterplay bishop c5 with knight g4? I am curious what's happening here on taking on a8. Bishop takes a8, bishop takes a3. That's what I said. And then he's going to get, he wants bishop b4. Oh, because he won't stay in the pin. I wanted bishop c5 while the knight, can't take on c5. And then because the queen's hanging. And then chase him in the corner and then play knight g4 and threaten this fork on e3. It's like a family fork, right? You can't move all the stuff away. But, he'll move a queen, and then, so bishop a8, bishop a3, queen d3, bishop d7. Okay, that is better for white. I mean, just to take on a8. But how many of us would take on a8? This is the thing. This is the thing. I think all of us would take on a8. Everybody takes on a8 here. But not Wei. He took this one, and he understood that this endgame is toast. So rather than being up material temporarily, he chose the technically winning endgame. You know, open pawns, open king, double pawns, open king, and when all of us would have taken the material. Don't kid yourself. And now watch the way he finishes this game. It's like absolutely perfect. He defends the pawn and goes for a kingside attack. He trades. He offers the trade, and then he doesn't. He puts him in the mating net. Puts him in the mating net first. And now he finds this solution, g3, with the idea to play rook here, and the threat is h4 mate. And he sees that the only defense is to give him 2 checks, come up, and now how do you finish the game? And he saw all this. He saw the whole thing. I'll bet you he saw the whole thing. Check and mate. Look at this. I mean, look at this game. It's perfect. Now, when I say it's perfect, I'm not kidding you. When I tell you this game is perfect, that he found the first line move. I mean, look at this. Let's go start analysis, and we'll go down here now again, because I want you to understand the level at which this game was played. This is speed chess. Okay. After knight fd7, bishop b2, bishop f6, queen c2, knight c6. Okay, he could play knight b5 or knight takes c6. He went for knight c6, and now e5 is number 1. Bishop h7, number 1. Bishop e4, number 1. Bishop takes c6, first line. Bishop b2, knight e4, first line. Rook a d1, first line. f4, they give it the first line, in the beginning. Now they wanted bishop takes a8, a little bit better than queen takes b2 by a sliver of a pawn. It's 139, 137. Queen b2, knight takes f6, queen f6 first, bishop d5, rook b6, and now rook d3. f5 first game. Rook h3. Was it rook h3? Rook h3? Rook h3 first? I mean, you can't make it up. Rook f4 or cd5. Rook f4 now jumps to first, or cd5. They're hovering. Wait a minute. Did it jump to 3? For a second, it looked like it jumped to 3 on something. I mean, he's far ahead of the machine. He's ahead of the machine. I want cd5. Both moves are +3. Rook f4 here, cd5. Rook h3, g3 first move. Well, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And he took this from the beginning of the game, from equal all the way through, exactly like the machine would have played. And people are telling me that they don't have him in the S tier, in their S tier. I mean, he's got a million games like this. So if there's a betting pool and you can get a good price on Wei Yi, go ahead and hustle your friends, because I think he's going to win. If he gets the hot positions, remember, he's the hottest, trickiest guy of all of them. He's more creative tactically than all the rest of them. So if he gets his positions, and remember, he's always been a little bit timid. That's why they weren't picking. People are saying He's a little too solid. He makes draws. He doesn't win enough games, but he's a good dark horse. I'll put it to you that way. So if I can find a good price, I'm gonna bet him.